Hello everybody and welcome back to the Consortium Broadcasting Channel. Today I have the pleasure of showing you an epic game from AllOutPotato in his T26E4 SuperPershing, the American Tier 8 Premium Medium Tank that's not really a medium tank. It's a heavy tank, it's got really good armor, and it's only classified as a medium tank because probably the weight. Anyway, we are on AllOutPotato here. I'll make the map a little bit bigger for you guys. There we go. You can see a little bit better what is going on. So, Potato here, or AllOutPotato, is bringing his SuperPershing west on AllOutPotato, which is typically where all the tanks go to ball out, and it's a decent spot for the SuperPershing. There's places to go all down and play peekaboo. Even though the gun only does 240 alpha, he can effectively trade because he's got a much higher chance of bouncing, returning fire than many of the people he's going to be shooting at, because as you can see, there are a lot of the rental tanks on both teams. This is during the NA event where Wargaming pretty much handed out free rental tanks, and so there are a lot of people in these thin-skinned medium tanks running around, which will suit AllOutPotato here very nicely. So that was already engaging rather poorly and trying to brawl in thin-skinned medium tanks. But it says, "Let me show you how it's done, guys." Takes a position on the corner and starts pounding away at enemy tanks. Puts his first shot in, and oh, we've got trouble. There's not a lot. Well, the only person to go up there, Panzer 58 Mutts on Potato's team, died, and now there's a whole mess of enemy tanks with some really good shots at Potato, and this TVP to Potato's right is having none of it. Potato choosing not to choose the KV-5's angled side. That's a good idea. And he's tracked, but his tracks did eat the shot, so no damage taken. And that's actually artillery. It's a Crusader SP with a ridiculous gun art. We'll see more of him later. And Potato actually being very careful, ignoring the KV-5, there's no threat for now, and putting one into the KR. Nice shot there. Looks like he's poking again now that he's reloaded, aiming at the IS-6, bounces the shot from the IS-6. KV-5 shoots the TVP to his right. And something I think is kind of interesting is that oftentimes players know that the armor on the SuperPershing is so tough that they just decide to shoot somebody else during this match because there are softer targets. Aiming at the KV-5, looks like it hit the ground there, but he bounces the return shot, doing a very good job angling his armor and hiding his weak spots here. Retracts the KR, the KV-5 pops out and nails a Jagdpanther, and we just lost the VTU as well, who's going to whine in chat. Tracks the KV-5, and nope, no, he didn't track him, he just put one into his lower plate. Really nice shot here. Even though the Wargaming modeling system doesn't show it, he's able to nail that KV-5, potentially through the hill. Packs. And we are starting to lose tanks all over the place. It's 5-2. That KR is on really low hit points. He's tracked. Bounces off. Potato. Artillery misses. Lorraine nails the enemy KR. Potato puts the shot through the KV-5. KV-5 nails the T-34. Potato showing some great weak spot knowledge here by going through the Cupola on the KV-5. Puts a shot into and finishes off the KV-5, and oh, we've got company. This just got very bad. There's 3 Panzer 58 Mutzes, and it's just Potato and this Mutz who looks like he went AFK. But Potato is in the SuperPershing, and while it's not the fastest machine, it can still get around the hill with his Mutz. And he's not alone, he's got this T-44 as a backup, and he bounces off the Mutz. Now aiming at the other Panzer 58 Mutz. There are a lot of them in this match. But the IS-6 is coming up behind him. He needs to turn his armor, get his armor around, and he bounces the shot from the IS-6. Well played. Artillery misses. I love watching artillery miss. And artillery missed again. That was ours this time. He switched to APCR for the IS-6, which is a decent idea because his premium rounds, his regular rounds only have 170 pen. His premium rounds have 258, and now he's taking 5 from behind. It's probably the E-25 based on how fast he's being hit, and he lost a lot of health there. Artillery hits him. He bounces the IS-6, and I think 0 damage, but here comes the friends. The rain tracks the IS-6, the T-44, is able to finish him off. Artillery hits him again. This Crusader SP would not leave him alone. Doesn't have very good range, but it does have a good rate of fire and a great gun arc. Now the scores are 9-11. It's been really crazy there for the past couple of minutes, but it's about to get a lot worse for AllOutPotato and his team. The SuperPershing, as I said before, it's a medium tank in name only. It's if you watch the previous video, I was noting that the M46 Patton is not the fastest machine. The SuperPershing, on the other hand, is downright slow, and it's going to cost this much his life. You can't get back. Actually, the enemy has a fail platoon. The Churchill 1 gets a kill. And this T-44 goes in on 765 health as we lose the artillery. B-25 dodges a shot from Potato. This T-44 is overextended. He's taking a fight to the mutts, but it's a 2-on-1 because Potato is too far back to do anything about it. There's the E-25. Potato's aiming in. Puts one in the E-25. T-44 hits the mutts, but the E-25 hits the T-44 and takes him out, and for this split second, it's 1 against 5. So, just waiting to bounce the E-25 shot and finish him off. And it's a 1 versus 4 now against 2 Panzer 58 Mutzes. More of them. A Crusader SP that's been harassing him all game and just misses again there. And the failed platoon Churchill. Our own T-44 has given up. He says, "Good game, guys. We tried." But there's a lot more where that came from AllOutPotato, as he knows the Crusader SP doesn't have the best range. I think he has coded optics on his SuperPershing, which will give a flat 10% increase to his view range, whether or not he's in motion or stationary. So he's going to reposition and get away from where he was last spotted, and maybe spot something. Oh, there's the Crusader. And the Crusader does not have 6th sense. He goes for the tracking shot so it won't get away, because it actually goes faster in reverse than it does forward because of British engineering, and he's able to finish off the artillery. There we go. That's the most annoying enemy taken out. And it's always nice to not have to worry about artillery, and there's one of the 2 Mutzes. He's at full health, and AllOutPotato is spotted. But he's in a SuperPershing, and the SuperPershing will beat hull down, will beat Panzer 58 Mutz hull down all day. He puts one into the Mutz, who seems extremely reluctant to actually fire his gun, and is now backing off. The Mutz is pretty fast, but this one doesn't really seem to want to run away, as he just sits there, bounces his shot, and it looks like Potato bounced a shot from something else there. Maybe it's the Mutz, maybe it's the Churchill, it's hard to tell. But he's able to put another one into the Mutz. The Mutz backs up, bounces another one, as Potato bounces a shot from the unspotted tank over to his left. This Mutz just needs to get out of here. But he's just futilely bouncing off Potato, and he's not going to get away. And Potato there was able to take out that full health Panzer 58 Mutz without taking any damage. Really well played by Potato. Even the T-44 is starting to egg him on. You got this, Tater. So, now it's time to take the fight to the enemy. We don't know where either of them are, but they're both spotted in their base. There's the Churchill. Aiming. trying to get a shot on that Churchill. He auto-aims and misses, and the Churchill blinks out of view. He's down to 6 rounds of AP ammo, 7 rounds of APCR, and 4 rounds of high explosive. But depending on how much health that other Mutz has, it could be an interesting finish to this game, but it's just a Churchill. How hard can it be? Now, I'd say if there's one thing I'm going to rag on at this point is that he knocked over trees there. When you're alone 1 versus 2, even though there isn't artillery on the enemy team, they might be able to see trees falling and that'll give away position, but it looks like this Churchill is going to spot him anyway. And there's someone on cap, that's where the Mutz is. And he bounces a shot off the Churchill, rams the Churchill, aims for the turret, which is the weak spot. And now he's got to climb a hill in a SuperPershing. He's got 80 seconds, so over a minute to climb this hill, but as I said, he's in a SuperPershing. This is going to be close. The cap's already to 30 and he's at the base of the hill. Potato is really wishing he wasn't in the SuperPershing at this point. Is he going to be able to get back in time? He's halfway up the hill, trundling away at 6 kilometers an hour. That siren is reminding him just how slow this tank is. Cap is at 65. This is going to be really close. I've seen this, so I know how it ends, but it's just funny watching the slow tanks struggle up a mountain. Cap's at 80. He's to the top of the hill, almost there. He does have really good gun depression and probably optics, so he's going to spot the Mutz. There he is. Cap's at 94. He's loaded high explosives, so this is a guaranteed reset. And he hits 56 damage, and it resets the Cap at 97. And this poor Mutz has nowhere to go. It looks like he was just donked his shot there, but the Mutz is just going to keep bouncing off of him here because he's in the SuperPershing. Now that he's at the top of the hill, he's happy to be in the SuperPershing. His last round of AP ammo is going to finish off the Mutz. That's a really good defender medal, as well as the top gun. And 7 kills for AllOutPotato in SuperPershing. What a game. I thoroughly enjoyed watching this. Great use of his armor, ammo selection, and shot selection. Even with 170 pen on his AP ammo, you didn't really see him loading APCR for anything other than the really tough tanks like the KV-5 and the IS-6. He did a really good job of using his armor, and we'll see just how much damage he blocked from all those rental tanks in just a minute when you take a quick look at the post-game stats. So that was AllOutPotato's ace mastery in his SuperPershing. He picked up a 2nd mark of excellence, and if he keeps playing like this, it won't be long before he gets to his 3rd. There's also a Kolbanov medal for standing alone against 5 enemies and winning, a defender medal, cool-headed, steel wall, high caliber, and the top gun. He titled the replay Free Mutz Day. Well, yep, that's what you killed. So he finished with 6,443 damage, 7 kills, 1,916 base experience. What a game for AllOutPotato. He fired 44 shots, hit 40 and penned 31, and blocked 4,200 damage with his armor. He had 100 base defense points, 96 of which came on his first reset, and he traveled 2.93 kilometers in the SuperPershing, which is pretty impressive for such a slow tank. Even without a premium count, he made 68,000 credits after firing some premium ammunition. So it was an extremely profitable game for him. So thank you so much for this replay, for uploading it and pointing it out to me. AllOutPotato, I thoroughly enjoyed watching it, and I look forward to more epic replays like this in the future. So thank you guys again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and again, huge shout out to AllOutPotato for this replay.